Humans come in all shapes and sizes, so let's talk about how to resize digital cosplay patterns. Hi, I'm Becky from Let's Make Geek Stuff, and today I'm going to talk about how to resize one of my digital cosplay patterns. To resize a digital cosplay pattern, you're going to need two pieces of information. First of all, you're going to need one measurement of the completed pattern when you print it at 100%. For example, on a mask like this, I'll give the measurement maybe of the height of the mask. And on a helmet, I'll give the measurement of the internal circumference of the helmet. So this will be our starting place. The second piece of information you'll need is what size do you want your completed item to be? For example, a Mandalorian helmet. If I wanted to resize the pattern for Mandalorian helmet, I would need to decide how big around do I want the inside of my Mandalorian helmet to be. So to get that measurement, I'm going to use a simple strip of paper. So the measurement is at the brow. That's this widest part of your head, like you were fitting a hat. I would take that strip of paper and I'd wrap it around my head and I would visualize how I want this helmet to fit. Now, different helmets are going to fit differently. Like a full face helmet, like a Mando helmet, I'm going to want pretty good breathing room in there. I'm going to want my nose to fit. I'm going to want to be able to breathe out the bottom. So I'm going to want the helmet to fit pretty loosely. Now, if I was making like one of the domed helmets and I wanted a tight fit, I would maybe bring the paper right to around my forehead. So once I determine that number or that measurement, here, I'm going to make a crease in my paper. So now I know I want the internal circumference of my helmet to be this long. Now all I have to do is measure this to get that number. Okay, now that we have our two numbers, we need to do some math. And this is the formula. The measurement that you want times 100 divided by the measurement given in the pattern. That will equal the percentage of change that you want. Okay, this may seem confusing, so we're going to do an example. Okay, let's say I'm going to make a Mandalorian helmet, and the inside circumference I want for my helmet is 70 centimeters. That's how long that piece of paper was that I put around my head. So 70 centimeters is the inside circumference that I want. So now we're going to plug that into the formula. The circumference I want times 100 divided by the internal circumference given in the pattern when printed at 100%. So on my Mandalorian advanced template pattern, the inside circumference is 65 centimeters. So now we're going to plug that into my calculator and we're going to come up with the number, and I already did this, so I know that the number is 107 point something 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 that rounds up to 108. A 108%. That's the answer. Let me show you where you put this number in to get the pattern sized the way you want it. I've opened up my pattern here in Adobe Acrobat Reader. It's a free PDF viewer program. And we're going to go to print. And this printing dialog box comes up. It should default to this actual size. So if you want to print it the way the pattern's designed, you would just leave that at actual size. Don't ever select shrink oversized pages because then you just don't know what you're going to get. Now I'm going to go here to custom scale and select that. And now I'm going to put my new scale, which was 108. And then I'm ready to print. This process is the same if you're dealing with a different sort of measurement, like a height or a width. As long as you're comparing apples to apples, the calculation should be the same. The other thing you need to keep in mind is the thickness of your foam that you're using. The pattern will tell you how thick a foam I recommend. If the foam you're using is thinner, then you're gonna get like a larger product inside. If it's thicker foam, then the inside of your product will be smaller. So you need to consider that. I think before you spend hours into making a project, if you're in doubt, if you have scrap material, just go ahead and do a quick mock-up with a hot glue gun, a sloppy mock-up, just so you can make sure you have the fit you want so you're not wasting your time. Thanks for joining me on this little tutorial on how to resize digital patterns. I have a section on this on my website. It goes into further detail. It gives examples. It has a question and answer section. So if you have more questions, go ahead and check that out. I will link that in the comment section of this video. As always, like and subscribe for more content, and check out my Etsy shop for patterns like this and cool other patterns. And if you have something you want to see on my channel, go ahead and make a comment, send me a message. I'd love to do projects with you.